We will have sun on in a minute.
Yeah, sorry, John. What's up, dude?
How's everybody doing?
Thanks for joining.
This morning. So I was supposed to be sniffing pits today because I lost my punishment. We're trying to round up pits.
Pit rally.
For some reason, nobody wants me to stick my nose in their pits and smell them.
Yeah, we're working towards it.
We're thinking maybe we'll promote it a little bit more, and we'll do the live stream here with pit sniffing.
I think it's because everybody did wear
Thursday
deodorant, and they want to not wear it.
Is that what it is?
Probably. I want to not wear it before you have to sniff. Do a run first.
I want an update on your dog.
Things are going better.
Your
Things are
dog got
much better.
skunktified.
You know, it's funny. Yesterday, I sniffed my dog like a dog would sniff a person.
Its butt?
Everywhere.
You sniffed its butt?
Have to. I was trying to find.
No, you don't have to sniff a butt.
I was trying to find
What?
where.
Hold on. Whoa.
Where directly the dog had been hit. You know what I mean? Because at first,
I'm not going to the butt. I'm sniffing everywhere else first.
I didn't like raise the tail and right there. I didn't do that.
Okay.
But I did have her picked up back, sides.
You're trying to find the location.
Trying to find the location of where the direct hit was. My dog was. Yeah, it's right there on the back of her neck.
Weird.
Right about there is where it's strongest.
So the stream must
I'm
have
guessing
went
she,
up and over.
She like, yeah, something like that.
As she's running like, oh, no.
Yeah. So I did wash her again.
Okay.
There were some home
Great
remedies.
tips.
There were some great tips yesterday. Thank you for everybody who texted those in. I also found a bottle of stuff that is specifically for this problem. Now, it said, hey, you need to do it as soon as it happens. Like, well, yeah, that's great, but I didn't already have this in my house. I still used it, and then home remedies. She's much better now. Much better.
Very good.
You have to be right there, and then you can kind of faintly still a little bit smell it on the back of her neck. But you can't walk up to her and go, oh, she was sprayed by a skunk now.
Was she weirded out by all the sniffing?
Yeah, you could tell
What
she didn't
are
know
you
what's going on.
doing?
Wait a minute. I do this to you, not the other way around. Yeah,
What are you doing?
She was a little weirded out by that. My favorite thing, by the way, the home remedies, of which there were some text in, and I had a coworker here that said, oh, they'd had this problem here a while back. Somebody referred me to this guy. Oh, his dogs were sprayed. You should ask him. And he said, yeah, I got something for you. He'd text his wife, what did we use? What was the kind of home mix? And he was reading this off to me. She'd send him like a link, and it was mix these things together. It was like your just real typical stuff, baking soda, peroxide, and like Dawn dishwashing liquid. But then it also said, don't try to bottle it and store it. It will explode.
So you could make a homemade bomb with whatever is going to clean your dog?
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking. Like, I mean, I'm not going to blow up my dog, right?
Don't clean it and store your dog in a tight, unventilated area.
Make sure you rinse that one off, I guess. Yeah. or your dog might explode, I guess. But anyway, she's doing much better now. Thank you.
Now, speaking of smelly stuff, I lost first week.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing an elimination thing. Pick a team, can't pick that team again. If you lose, you get to reset your list again, and you have to pick from the Pail of Punishment. Well, I've already had to pick from the Pail of Punishment. It was sniff a pit every hour, or could be just do a round of 4 sniffs of different pits.
4 pit sniffs?
And it could all be like in the 8 o'clock hour because we're live streaming, so everybody could watch me have to sniff the pits.
That might be better, actually.
And easier to get everybody here.
A pit posse. That way we can get a pit posse in here.
A pit posse ready for me to sniff.
Yeah.
We were going to do it today because all the punishments will be done on Thursday after a loss.
Mm-hmm.
we're going to have to move this one to next Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So next Thursday, 8 o'clock, you can live stream.
Mm-hmm.
We'll also put up some video, of course, because, and the more I thought about having to stick my nose in random people's pits
Mm-hmm.
it's weird to me now.
And now you have a whole week to worry about.
I know, and I don't like it.
Should have knocked it out now.
We should have. We weren't prepared.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. That's what happened.
We'll
And now it's worse for me.
It's all right. I'll round up a pit posse for next Thursday.
Next Thursday, 8 o'clock, if you want to tune into the live stream, you can watch me sniff hits.
Chris will be serving
It's weird, but that's my punishment.
Another round of Pail of Punishment takes place here coming up about 8:30 this morning now.
We'll pick our teams. You cannot take Buffalo because your team won.
Correct.
I can take any team I want. And that is all coming up at 8:30 this morning. I lost. First week. It's not fair. Don't like it. Don't like this new version of our game. I did much better with the old version.
This version is better.
We got to keep track of who we take and everything.
Mm-hmm. I've got us. Because I have the graphic made from last week.
Are you gonna add to it?
Mm-hmm.
Is that?
That's the plan, and then that way underneath it I can put already used these teams.
And then if we like me, Cincinnati goes away, so I'm all refreshed.
Yep.
Well. There's some interesting odds and stuff in football for this week that are intriguing.
I hadn't looked at
the odds and the spreads are kind of. I think I almost have to take that game just to make sure I make it out of at least week one. Even though they're not the biggest odds.
Well, the biggest odds kind of bit you the other
know.
day.
See, that's kind of crazy because Tampa Bay won last week.
Mm-hmm.
They are 7.5. You can get plus 7.5 against Detroit.
Yeah,
Or
but
plus 295.
Tampa Bay beat Washington too. I know they won big, but they beat Washington. So I don't. That tells me everybody thinks Washington will be better, but they don't think they're that much better. And they're playing the Lions this week, so that's a tough game.
I know it's a tough game.
There's some out there.
The Ravens is the Ravens Raiders is the biggest odds.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's some.
I don't know. Any suggestions who I should pick? Anybody?
See, also like New Orleans is in the same boat as Tampa, like you're talking about. They're getting 6. Now they're playing Dallas. There are also some close games.
The one that caught me off a little bit off guard was, that was next week. Never mind. I'm way more nervous doing this than I am. I feel way more pressure. I feel the knots in my stomach.
Do you?
I do. I don't like this. I don't like this
Because you
at
have
all.
some sort of control over it? It seems odd.
The other is just it was out of my control, and this is just what you got. You got what you got. Now it's like I have to make picks, and what if I'm and then it's 2 weeks in a row. And
There's a couple good ones still on the board out there this week. And because it's so early still, and you don't know a lot, you know some, you don't know a lot.
I think maybe potentially by the 4th week or whatever, I'll feel a little more.
Yeah, you'll know more. Of course, you know how it is in the NFL. There's always some upsets, and there's always like a lot of teams that are kind of here. There's a bunch of them that are like, they're okay. They're good, not great. And then they'll all play each other. And then, if you keep winning, then we'll be forced to pick one of those. Eventually, that's what's going to happen. And so, believe me, punishments will be served. There's no way.
Well, I know because I'm already doing one.
There's no way I make it through unscathed for weeks and weeks and weeks on end.
Which, by the way, Bobby might have to sniff pits as well. Because if I have to do one.
This is something I didn't remember discussing, but you said we're gonna put this over here, and I was like, all right, whatever. Why? Because I knew
then we'll run out of punishments.
Yeah,
we've only got X amount in there. If we really suck,
how about we just not lose? Let's do that.
Well, that's what I
Let's
prefer.
just not lose.
But I'm not confident because I lost in week 1.
You may need to write down there. Well, we'll remember who had to do what. We'll remember.
Do you want me to write on the back?
Like Chris served or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, maybe win. That would be good.
Because we're going to get into like week 13 and we're like,
oh, yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. At the middle of October, I already won't remember today. It's just the way it is.
Hope everybody's having a good day.
Was it you telling me that a friend had said that like half of the survivor
Almost
pools,
50% of all survivor pools went out in week 1
from Cincinnati?
Because of Cincinnati.
That happens some years.
Because again, Cincinnati was supposed to, Patriots are supposed to be so bad that it was a no-brainer.
Yeah. And that is football right there. That is the NFL anyway. You don't see the big upset nearly as much in the lower ranks of football, but NFL, it's a lot of parity.
There is. Even the worst teams still have a chance.
Generally. How many have went winless? Just one? The Lions did it one year.
The Dolphins.
Did the Dolphins go winless?
Oh no, that was they won all their games.
Yeah, they went. They're the only ones that go undefeated and win a Super Bowl because the Patriots made it all the way to the Super Bowl and lost that one.
Yeah.
In fairness, in more games, and I'm not a Patriots apologist, but
yeah. Yeah, I think there's might have been a couple, but there's not been very many. They've at least won one game.
The Lions may be the only one.
I feel like the Saints back in the 80s or 90s, whenever it was, that all the fans were wearing bags.
That's probably the 80s. Yeah, it's happened more than you think. 08 Lions were the most recent winless seasons. Oh, no, they aren't. The Browns did it in 2017. They had a 19-game winless streak, like from one year rolled into the full next year. And then, ouch. The Lions. Colts did it in 82. Strike-shortened season. They only played 7 weeks. Kind of doesn't count as much. The creamsicle jersey Tampa Bay Buccaneers in their expansion year, 76. It was their debut season.
Young, I think, was a part of that.
No, he wasn't out of college yet. Steve Young was.
Well, I know Steve Young went there and they sucked, and he just got beat up really bad.
I don't think
he got traded.
Not in '76. He wouldn't have been, because he won Super Bowl in '90 something. He wouldn't have.
No, not the '70s. I think they were still wearing the creamsicle Tampa
Oh,
stuff though.
They wore those for a long time. Yeah. But that was their first season. They were 0-14.
Patriots there for a while back in the '80s were not very good.
Cowboys in '60. Then you're getting back into the 1944 Brooklyn Tigers. You remember them?
Sure. Sure, Bobby.
This one's
I remember the Brooklyn Tigers.
Card Pit. Here you go. Never knew this was a thing. In '44, because of the war, the Chicago Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Steelers merged.
Yes, I knew that.
Because of player shortages. Mm-hmm. And so the combination Cardinals-Steelers were winless in '44. Because half of our guys are gone.
Yeah, they still played a season, but we had to combine teams.
Yeah. That's a... and the first team to do it, the 1922 Columbus Panhandles. Everybody remembers the Columbus Panhandles so well.
What would that mascot be?
I have an idea, but I don't think you could use it today. I don't know. Why would you choose that as your mascot is the real question.
Yeah.
The Panhandles.
I'm sure it had, where were they? Where was it?
Columbus.
Oh. My first thought was like a gold thing, like a pan and handle.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to, I assume Ohio, but it doesn't really say here.
That's who I would have thought.
Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, I think it is Ohio.
Because Columbus was pretty big back then.
I mean, it's pro football, but it was probably like wrestling once was. They played the Akron Pros, the Oorang Indians, the Buffalo All-Americans, Chicago Cardinals, Green Bay Packers, Racine Legion. There was just a Legion team. The Toledo Maroons.
There we go.
They lost all those games.
See, I would be pro like for the soccer thing, the professional soccer, is if we just created all these different things like Europe. And you had like multiple levels of all these things and you can go up and down.
So you can have a Legion team.
So you can have that. And you've got teams like the
pro team in Joplin.
It's a pro team in Joplin.
Yeah.
Yeah, we start here.
Yeah. But if we win, we'll keep going up.
If we win, we keep going up.
Yeah.
And get bigger and bigger. And next thing you know, you could be, in the pros.
Yeah, they don't want that.
Like the major.
NFL is never going to allow it now.
No, that's why I said soccer.
Yeah, well, the only
I think
reason
it's still early enough we could possibly do that.
You can maybe do it with soccer. I don't know.
Where you
because
got all these clubs. And
these owners have seen the NFL and Major League Baseball and NBA owners go. And the reason it still works there is because they've always done it that way, probably.
Yeah. I just think that way you got the Joplin Kickers.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
We'd be the Miners or something, you know. We are always something like that.
The next thing you know, we got a stadium
Joplin
that holds 20,000 people.
Old Joplin Panhandles out for on a Sunday. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool.
Or we'd be the Tri-States or the four-state
football club.
Yeah. And then you basically, that way it's the whole area. And then you got this big giant 20,000 stadium sitting in your backyard.
When they dropped the Redskins name and they went to the Washington football team, as a lot of the soccer clubs have something like that. I thought at first,
what it reminded me of.
Yeah, I thought at first that's kind of weird. But then I think they should have just stuck with. I think a lot of people think they should have just stuck with that. And since they've switched to the Commanders, they at least should have like those frilly things on their shoulder pads of their jersey.
Like fake?
Yeah.
I think so.
And they don't. They are missing the boat here.
But
or like the medals or something.
But I am with you. I thought it was really dumb at first. The football club.
Washington football team.
And after 1 year of it, I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
They should keep that.
Yeah. Washington football team.
It's
what they are.
I don't know why. You're the Washington football team.
Mm-hmm.
Football club.
But if you're going to go with Commanders, do it right. I don't know what you call those.
Frilly shoulder pads?
The fringe shoulder pad things that they have on the, I think that's more probably for like admirals or something like that.
So they needed to be the admirals.
And that was open. Could have done it, I think. I saw this picture a while back of Kurt Warner. And it's funny how, football jerseys, pretty plain for the most part, right? Real standard stuff. But it was when he was playing in the Arena League. And those, it was like, well, we got to do different stuff. And I don't know what team he was playing for, but I'm guessing they had like a plane or a pilot theme. Because the helmets had like painted on them what looked like goggles. You know how like pilots put their goggles. Yeah. And they had like the goggles up here. Yeah. And then the jerseys had like wings on. It was real ornate. It was also the 90s. It was looking a little weird, but
I think it was the Iowa Barnstormers.
Maybe. Could have been.
I watched his movie.
Oh, I never watched that.
It's good.
Yeah. Yeah, my parents went and watched that, actually.
Great.
They said it was pretty good.
But it's good. It's worth a watch, especially at home.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. When can I stream that?
Yeah. Actually, it's pretty decent.
I found out something interesting.
There's parts of it that it could have been better.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of them where it's like, if you would have had a little more time and maybe a little more money to kind of rewrite a few things or edit and cut, it might have been better.
So, last night.
Hold on. It's Thursday. We got Thursday Night Football happening tonight. If you haven't made your picks with Pro Football Pick'em and Indigo Sky Casino, you can go do that now at BigDog979.com and be in the running to win $100 Go rewards this week.
As you can every week. Make sure you sign up, and it'll send you those email reminders to make your picks so you can all season long.
Now, we will also make picks in our Pail of Punishments competition. I've already lost. We will always do punishments on Thursday, except for this Thursday. We weren't quite, I guess we hadn't got into a rhythm yet. The pit posse that Bobby was working up hadn't quite come to fruition yet.
Not yet.
So next Thursday, I will be sniffing pits as my punishment.
Okay.
I have to sniff 4 pits. Get up in there. Sniff them. Good.
Yeah. Good.
Because I lost.
Good boy.
And we'll do that between 8 and 9.
I'm going to make sure the posse knows to talk to you while you're doing it.
Oh, no. That's weird.
Get in there nice and deep.
No, it's just
saying stuff.
Let's
like
make
that.
it way weirder.
Oh, as if it wasn't weird enough already. You're going to sniff 4 people's armpits. At least they aren't strangers. I could go posse up some strangers off the street if you'd rather.
Just go next door.
Yeah.
Hey,
just get.
I would feel very odd for those people going, you come up and say, hey, can you come over here and let somebody sniff your pits?
I'll give you a T-shirt.
And they go, sure.
Yeah.
Those people would that would concern me.
Yeah,
I think.
I would think so too.
I think.
All right, let's make picks for this week.
You won, which means Buffalo is off the list. You cannot take Buffalo again.
I cannot, which is fine because they're playing Miami. I don't know if I'd want them this week.
Yep.
The way they looked, Miami, whatever. But this week For my week number 2 pick, I'm going to go with Baltimore. I looked at the schedule, I think Tuesday, as soon as we got talking about whether we'd won, lost, and all those sort of things. They are the biggest betting favorite, which bit you last week.
Uh-huh.
But Oakland, Oakland, listen to me. That's a throwback, huh?
Yeah.
Vegas. I never called them Vegas.
Just call it the Raiders.
Raiders didn't put up a ton of points. I don't think Baltimore's going to allow themselves to go 0-2. They are at home as well. I'll take the Ravens week number 2.
And now that you've made that pick, I will inform you that there is a chance Lamar Jackson might not play in the game now.
Really?
He is questionable.
I didn't know that. I should have known. Should have looked.
He's on my fantasy football team, and that's the only reason I knew.
I gotcha.
But I think he is going to play. I think it is a questionable, but I think he's going to play.
Probably.
But there is a question.
Okay.
And anytime there's a question, it could turn into that, as I learned about McCaffrey. And
with the line where it is still, I'm going to guess they think he's playing.
That's the same.
Yeah.
I would agree with you. Because without him, I think that line definitely changes.
By the way, fantasy football, everybody's always questionable all the time. And then again, Christian McCaffrey last week, look at him.
He bit me in the buttocks. Yep. I'm going to go because I want to get revenge on the Bengals. I'm going to take Kansas City.
I hope you're right.
And I know everybody will be rooting for me not to have to do a punishment this week and 2 weeks in a way because they'll say, oh, we want the Chiefs to win.
Just Cincinnati has been kind of the Achilles heel of the Chiefs. They did not look good. I will give you that.
And if they come out and they win, and it's in Arrowhead, right?
Yeah.
See, it's at home. If it was in Cincinnati, I might not have taken them.
Mm-hmm.
But since it's in Kansas City, they look so atrocious. Cincinnati did in week 1. I just think KC wins that game. And I gotta not go 2 weeks in a row of picking up punishment. If Kansas City loses, I am destined to have. I'm going through all the punishments this year. I just feel like that's it.
In 2 weeks,
I am doomed.
2 punishments.
I hate your new system with a passion now. I
go
go 2 weeks in a row,
there were bigger favorites out there,
Not by much.
Not by much. Houston.
Yeah, but
Detroit.
There's a couple of those games I just don't know.
Yeah, I get it. There were big. If you're just looking at betting lines,
and I think I just want more of the area on my side and rooting. For them.
Got that. You have that. Picking the Chiefs is always a favorable call there.
Even though if the Chiefs now lose, people will be like, "Oh, Chris is doomed. He's jinxed us."
No, I would say, gosh, why can't we get past Cincinnati? Because they really have. They've been the team that kind of has us figured out as Chiefs. All right. Well, hey, I'm all for it. I hope you're right.
Why are you making me all nervous now?
Strategically. I hope you're right, though. Really, I'll never root against them, so I hope you're right. I will take Baltimore this week.
I've got the Kansas City Chiefs.
We'll see if we have to draw punishments after this weekend.
And I'll be sniffing pits next Thursday to make up for this week. Dun, 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 dun. Hopefully there's sound on now, by the way. Hopefully we've been talking. If there's not, something went way wrong. Jamie Lee Curtis says her secret to her 40-year marriage:
not
leaving.
That's one of the biggest ones.
Her quote was, "If you stay on the bus, the scenery will change."
Yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. It changes.
Because eventually, as you just keep going, it changes and it'll keep changing.
It is true. Like, whatever you're fighting about today or whatever the troubles are today, not even close to 40 years. But I'm coming up on 11 in a couple of weeks.
Wow.
And, dude, in 11 years, it's just different. You're going through things differently.
Mm-hmm.
As different people, by the way, because you're growing, too.
Yeah.
So.
She says you also need to have perseverance, patience, gentleness, and a really good dose of hatred.
Well,
But, quote, not allowing the hatred to then cause you to make some choices you're gonna regret.
Okay. Huh. Interesting.
I like that. Just stay on the bus. The scenery will change.
I think she's not wrong.
That's a good one. And then my other great from Ted Lasso. I think is a great quote.
Yeah.
It's be a goldfish.
Like, forget about
because goldfish only have 10-second memories.
Mm-hmm.
So in 10 seconds, it's like a whole new world. So you can always be happy and stuff because in 10 seconds it's gone and it's like all bright. Ooh,
it's probably because of Ted Lasso, but I've heard people tell kids that now in sports. That's probably from Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso's the one that be a goldfish.
Yeah.
There was a guy who was having all these issues and all that stuff, and he tells him, what animal, whatever, has shortest memory? It's 10 seconds. Be a goldfish. Be a goldfish.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and that's the thing.
Which is good advice.
Be a goldfish. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
It's good advice, like, for certain thing, especially sports.
Mm.
You got to, whatever you messed up there, you just got to go on. Keep going.
Be a goldfish.
Mm-hmm.
In 10 seconds, it's all new.
Yeah.
If you're on that bus, you see a lot of different changes. If you're a goldfish.
Gosh, man. Unfortunately, on things that are too important, I am a goldfish. I need things I should remember. I don't often enough.
Two Coldplay fans asked the band for permission to use their upcoming single, All My Love, for their first dance at their wedding, even though the song hasn't been released yet. And Coldplay sent them a copy.
Cool.
So it made their debut at this weird, strange
at a wedding. At a wedding I don't want to be at because they're Coldplay fans. No, that's harsh. But not much of a Coldplay fan here.
Me, same. Video of the year, Taylor Swift featuring Post Malone for Fortnite.
Okay.
Artist of the year, Taylor Swift. Song of the year, Espresso. Sabrina Carpenter. Chaperone, new artist. Collaboration was Fortnite again. Pop. Best pop.
Uh-huh.
Best pop.
Coke.
Nope, Taylor Swift.
Ah! I like Coke.
Yeah, see, they don't know what music is.
Well, they do.
Best
they know this
best
much.
Alternative.
They know this much music.
Best alternative. Benson Boone's Beautiful Things.
I wouldn't consider that an alternative
that's
song.
Not even alternative.
That's not what I would consider it. I don't get to decide.
Song.
That's what I think, too. It's a pop song.
Best rock is Lenny Kravitz and Human.
Okay. My kids dig the Benson Boone thing. And it does actually have some guitar and stuff in it.
Yes.
Like it has
But I wouldn't consider it alternative.
No, but I think now if you play an instrument, you're no longer pop. I think that's got to be what it is.
I mean, I like Lenny Kravitz and all, but
I do too. Yeah, it's like here. That's a name they actually know because they don't.
Well, the thing is, it's fan voted.
Yes.
I think they've got. It's fan voted from I think what they put up for you to vote on.
Sure. Yeah. Well, yeah. They don't get to nominate.
Here are the 5 that you get to pick from.
And plus, who's getting on there and voting?
I don't. It's
How many rock fans are getting on there and voting? You
well,
think?
because they don't have real rock songs.
My point. Kind of my point. So
Again, I like Lenny Kravitz,
Lenny's great. I love Lenny too. He's great.
but I just feel like there's other songs that are really.
That was for what?
That are
Like
not
rock
on.
video of the year?
Mm-hmm.
And that's another skew on it because I don't know all the videos by any means.
Everybody does videos.
Everybody does
So-
them. I just don't see them. So there's a song that could have a awesome video and not be your favorite song too. Hit that video for that song may be really cool. I don't know it at all. Because now at this point, if I want to see the video, I search it up. You're not going somewhere and just watching them. What a wild time. MTV. They used to. Even, I know I wasn't exactly in the all videos day because they were starting to do, but I discovered Linkin Park through MTV as a kid. I discovered a lot of rock music through MTV as a kid. It's probably what got me into it, in a way. By the way, we can say this here on the stream. Dave from High Winds has reached out to us about doing a little refreshing of something. So I need to, don't let me forget. I'm going to need you to help me voice something.
Okay. Here's the. John Bon Jovi was filming a video on a bridge in Nashville Tuesday night when he noticed a woman in despair. She's standing on the ledge. I saw the video. And you see this lady kind of talking to her. And then all of a sudden, John Bon Jovi walks over to this woman and then was able to convince her not to jump.
Really?
He even helped her pull the lady back over the edge and back on and was talking to her as some other people kind of walked up slowly.
Wow.
And he does have a little bit of an experience speaking to individuals going through a crisis,
Mm-hmm.
at least with hunger, because he does have hunger because of homelessness.
Mm-hmm.
He has a JBJ Soul Foundation.
It's
that
really
he's
cool.
put together.
If you've not seen stuff about that, John, they like cook and they
Yeah.
feed people, and he's there all the time. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a really impressive, really cool organization.
The chief at the Metro Nashville Police Department even came out and said a shout out to John Bon Jovi and his team for helping a woman who was on the bridge. It takes all of us to keep everybody safe or each other safe.
That's crazy.
So, it's very cool because you can see him walk over. Like there was this lady, like, and she's over the edge. Like
she's ready.
She could easily have jumped right in front of him. But he comes over. They talk for a while and get her back over. He helps her, and then he kind of talks to her.
You know, it's a good lesson. It doesn't matter who you are. If there's somebody that you can tell is visibly struggling, a good lesson to show support and reach out and try to help. You know, even though we're all not experienced in how do you deal with that sort of thing. John may be better than some of us, I guess, in that regard. I don't know, but anyway, it doesn't.
But he could have been. He could have.
He
just stayed over
going
behind the scenes and not done anything. Instead, he comes over because he knew he could help.
And I do think that a lot of us probably have a little bit of a fear, like, I don't want to go over there and mess anything up.
Right.
But I
think he was called over.
Okay.
I think that's why he did. I think at first it was like, okay, I'm going to stand here because I don't want to cause her to jump.
Yeah.
And then it was almost like there was a lady standing kind of close to her, and I think kind of motioned for him to come over.
Yeah.
Like, hey, here, John Bon Jovi, have him come over and at least talk a little bit. And he stood off to the side and kind of over the rail, very casually, very like nonchalant, just like you were talking to a friend. And you can tell in the video just how he stands there.
Might be what
very disarming, very,
yeah,
you know,
unreal. What a great story! Congrats, and so glad it turned out that way for John and her.
Yes. Here is Rich Glitter.
This is not headline news. Elon Musk has offered to give Taylor Swift a baby. In totally unrelated news, Taylor Swift is thrown up a little in her mouth. Ryan Seacrest says Wheel of Fortune is a dream job. That's how advanced technology is today. We built a robot that can dream. A Las Vegas store clerk beat a man for taking too much nacho cheese. In fact, nacho cheese is what he yelled while beating the guy. Ludacris turned 47 yesterday. He celebrated with his brothers Ridiculous and Preposterous. And September is Childhood Obesity Awareness Month. You're obviously aware your child is obese if his school picture had to be taken by Google Earth. This is not headline news.